Hey, what's up, guys and gals? My name is Rick9G. Thank you so much for joining me today. We're going to be talking about I Love Lucy. Now, if you don't know, I have been away a little bit from making classic TV shows and movie videos. I got married recently, a couple weeks ago. I was on a honeymoon in Hawaii, and so I did post videos on the honeymoon, just where we went, some nice cool sights. We even were able to visit the Fantasy Island waterfall, which is really cool. So go check those out. They're on my channel. But as I mentioned, I want to get right back into the classic TV shows and movies. We have, the Christmas season. We have Thanksgiving before that. So I'll have videos on that for you to enjoy. Today, I'll be talking about the I Love Lucy episode called The Operetta. Now, I know a lot of you are a fan of that episode. I like it as well. I think I enjoyed it more as I got older, and as a kid, I didn't like it because I was never really a fan of musicals. But yes, this is episode 40, and this is one where Lucy is trying to juggle many things, and in one important aspect, her finances. Now, her household and treasury accounts of her group, the Wednesday Afternoon Fine Arts League, is very bad. It's in a bad state. So what did she decide? She decides to produce and create an operetta as a way to raise money, but unfortunately she relies on a post-dated check, and when the actual operetta is going on, the repo company comes and literally steals. Well, not steals, but they take back everything that they originally owned. It's a hilarious episode where even Ricky's costume pants are pulled off from under him. It's super funny. Now, a little bit more about this episode, focusing on Ethel Mertz, played by Vivian Vance. Now, you will know that Vivian Vance was a very unique person on this show because while she was very well loved on the show, she had a lot of restrictions with the clothing that she had to wear because Lucy really didn't want her to look any better than she did. Of course, Lucy was the star, and so Ethel couldn't outstage her in that way. But in this, we see Vivian, who she's playing Ethel Mertz, but then Ethel Mertz is playing Lily of the Valley. And so what's interesting with that is she's wearing another costume, and so it's like she's playing a character within a character, and she has darker hair. In fact, she let her dark roots grow out from her bleached hair. Yeah, I mean, Vivian Vance did bleach her hair for this show, and you could notice that the dark roots were allowed to grow up. Now, if you continue on with this episode, she showed a lot of her talents because she actually sang Lily of the Valley. The song that she did, she was a classically trained operatic singer, and so she was able to show her chops and her ability to sing, which was really, really good. Now, I know some of you say, well, who cares, Rick? She could sing opera. Well, no, that's very important to note because a little later on, Desi Arnaz played Prince Lancelot, and he had a song, Prince Lancelot, and you know that Desi was a singer, but he had to pre-record that specific song. Why? Well, he couldn't really do two things, that is, sing well and do the physical blocking that the song actually required. He had to go around and pull things like the flour from the pot and so forth. That made a lot of noise, and they didn't want the actual singing to be blocked out by that noise. So the only way they did that is they did a pre-recording, they played that, and everything else would be silent around him. It's a little bit of camera and movie magic trickery that they use to keep us within the story and not let the little sounds around him, all that physical work that he was doing, mess up his singing performance. Now, you may wonder who actually wrote a lot of this operatic, the tunes, the music, the story regarding that. Well, you may know that Jess Oppenheimer and Bob Carroll, as well as Madeline Pugh Davis, they were the writers of the show. Well, they also wrote the operetta, but the music for the words that they wrote was written by Elliot Daniel, who did the I Love Lucy song himself. So these people were not only talented at writing the show, but they wrote the operetta within the show, and I think that's awesome as well. And you will notice that Lucy is playing the Queen of the Gypsies, and I mean, how can you not love her in that part? But remember, this is only episode 40 of a show that ran 179 episodes, and this was an episode where Lucy really tried to cement the idea that she was not a good singer, that she was unable to sing, and it was very much magnified in this episode. And I think a lot of people really enjoyed being able to see this side of her and seeing the whole gang kind of in this musical. And for me, it's a rare one where the musical styles of this episode do it a favor. It's actually a good thing and not a bad thing. And so I really, really love this episode. I'd love to know your thoughts down below. What do you think about this episode? What did you know about Vivian Vance and her bleach hair? And did you know that Des Arnaz, he couldn't multitask in this specific circumstance, and that he had to pre-record his singing, even though he was a good singer, but he just couldn't do both the acting and the singing at the same time with all the props and so forth. I'd love to know your thoughts down below. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up in order to support it and to allow my channel to continue. And don't forget, liking, commenting, and subscribing is absolutely free, and it's essential to keep my channel going. So take a second to do that, and I really do appreciate you doing so. We'll see you all next time. Don't forget to always stay positive, and most importantly, be hopeful. Thank you to all my supporters, especially my Diamond tier patrons: Russ C, Sally N, Vito L, Citizen Kane 359, David D, Jerry D, Jennifer P, and Kevin K. If you want to join this list and be a patron supporter, it does help out so much, and I thank you ahead of time.